Hi, how are you? This is Sandstorm here, and thank you for joining me because today we are beginning a new series on Paradox Studios' best-selling World War II grand strategy map game. It's the one and only Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're playing with two add-ons installed, one of them being the Together for Victory DLC, and the other being the Formable Nations mod. It is an amazing mod. I would recommend you go check it out on the Steam Workshop. But today, we're going to be hopping into a single-player game in the 1936 scenario, because in Hearts of Iron 4, you can choose to take control of any country you please that was around in 1936 or 1939 if you prefer. And today I thought we'd hop in and start a game as the United Kingdom. We're going to be playing on regular difficulty with no Iron Man mode, and historical AI focuses will be enabled. Alright, we're all loaded in, and let's start sorting out these notifications at the top of our bar. We have some free research slots available, so I'll go with a standard beginning research, which starts with the infantry upgrade here. And we'll go with the land doctrine. Grand battle plan is not that good, so I think we'll go with superior firepower. You can never go wrong with superior firepower. We'll go with an upgrade to our fighter, and we'll go with mechanical computing. And we got some free civilian factories, and I guess we'll just build some more civilian factories in the highest infrastructure zones. For military factories, we'll put them on wherever there is a deficit, and we'll put 6 on for the infantry equipment since there's quite a large deficit here. We'll put 1 on for the artillery and 1 on for the support equipment. And if we scroll down, we see we have some free dockyards, 9 to be exact. What I'm first going to do is put these on infinite so that they will keep producing ships and not go away. This can be very annoying if you have played Hearts of Iron 4 before and you understand what I mean. And I'll just go through and pop an extra dockyard on every ship. For our first national focus, I'm going to go with limited rearmament because it gives us 4 free civilian factories, which is amazing. Now, as the UK, we don't have all that many divisions compared to other nations. I'm just going to put them all in one army for now so I can sort them out. We'll put all the infantry in one army and all the other infantry. And we have our mobile army here. And we'll split this off so that we have 24 in one army. And we have 8 in another. We'll add all these armies into an army group, which will be led by Alan Brooke. Our main army will be led by, let's see, General Harold Alexander. Our mobile army will be led by General Neil, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. And we'll go with General Claude for our final army. I'll give the armies an order to garrison the British Isles. And we'll give the mobile army an order to garrison Northern Ireland. And we'll have this army garrisoning the southern coast. We have no divisions in basic training, but it's usually not a good idea to train divisions while you have a deficit of infantry equipment, or support equipment for that matter. We have some decisions available, but these are just the free decisions that you get when you install the Formable Nations mod. You can see here that we can take these decisions once we have these provinces, and we can form a new nation that will core all the provinces so we get more manpower. Now that we're all sorted out, I'm gonna unpause time. First thing we need to do is wait for 135 political power. Alright, our first decision has come up. It's not really a decision because there's only one option, but King George V has died, very sadly. May he rest in peace. And we will remove his national spirit. And now we have a new one that gives us weekly stability, minus 0.1%. Oh, that's not very good. Well, it is what it is. Alright, another decision has popped up about the remilitarization of the Rhineland. And this is basically telling us that Germany has moved into the demilitarized or previously demilitarized zone. And that France did not like that. But they don't care that much, so we will issue an objection as well. And our opinion of the German right goes down. And they get war support, which sucks, but it is what it is. Our national focus also completed, so we'll go with the only one we can do on this tree, which is a motorized army. It's not a great focus, but I mean, it's something. Alright, it's taken a little while, but we have obtained 135 political power. And our first advisor I'm going to get, some of you who play Hearts of Iron 4, you might be yelling at me to get the silent workhorse, but I'm actually going to choose the fascist demagogue, because as Britain, we're actually going to try and become fascist. Alright, a motorized army has been completed, and it allows us access to the Royal Tank Regiment, which is a pretty good focus, because it gives you a 100% research bonus for any armor technology, which means you can get tanks faster than other nations. We got our planes done, and I think we'll go for another plane. We'll go for the heavy fighter, because even though their production cost is a little bit higher, they can be very good. They have a nice long range. Since we got our fighter upgrade, we have to change over the inner warfighter production to the fighter ones so that we can upgrade all of our old planes. We finished our first land doctrine. We're going to go with delay, which will give us an extra 10 organization to any leg infantry. We finished mechanical computing, and we're going to start our industry research. We'll go for construction 1, which is an amazing research because it gives you free extra construction speed for your factories. So we just completed our national focus Royal Tank Regiment, and this tree is done for now. Once we get a little more world tension, we'll be able to go down general rearmament, the shadow scheme, and air defense. But for now, I think we're going to go with reinforce the empire. We do not want to go with steady as she goes. Since we have our fascist demagogue, we're trying to turn fascist. This will give us daily democracy support. So it will basically cancel out the effects of our demagogue and then some, which is not what we're trying to do. We've got another 135 political power, so this time we are going to go for the silent workhorse, because it's a political power investment to gain more political power. I mean, why wouldn't you do it? Look, now we're making almost 1.5 political power per day, and that's even when we're doing a focus. Alright, the Spanish Civil War has begun, but since we're still democratic, we cannot help at all by sending divisions or land leases. Paratroopers are finished, and we're going to go research the Matilda. And with our extra armor research boost, it's only going to take us 81 days. We've done reinforce the empire, and I think we'll go with service overseas. Service overseas is a pretty good focus as well, because it gives us free army experience, and we get a national spirit, which means that our troops will be able to fight better in more varied climates. We now have enough political power to also go down and open up political discourse, which is just going to unlock a few more decisions, which will make us turn fascist quicker. Construction 1 is done, and we'll head over to basic machine tools, because we have a plus 50% research bonus for that. The heavy fighter's done, and I guess we'll go for a tactical bomber upgrade. Britain is quite the air power, so it's good to get as many upgrades to your planes as you can. We now have over 100 light tanks, and I think that it is time to deploy some tank brigades. They aren't very good, but they'll do fine for now. We don't have full equipment, but we have enough equipment that we can start training them up. And I guess we'll just deploy our brigade in the Greater London area. We got the event King Edward abdicates. And I guess God save George the 6th. And he gives us all sorts of stuff. He gives us extra stability, which is amazing. Now we have 91% stability, which is better than most other countries right now. We've completed service overseas, and I think we'll go encourage the colonial elite, because going down this tree will allow us to bring some of our colonies and dominions closer to us, which is good because they might go free when we turn fascist. And we've also finished up the Matilda. I guess we'll go and research the Vickers. Since we got the Matilda upgrade done, we'll go and change out Light Tank 1 for Light Tank 2. We now have 150 political power, which is enough to increase our conscription law. Our manpower isn't exactly the best, so we'll bump it up to limited conscription, and that'll do wonders for our manpower, because now we got a little bit of mobilization every day. We got some free military factories, which is a blessing, because we're a little low on tanks, and we're a little behind on upgrading our infantry equipment. We got basic machine tools done, and we still have bonuses. We have a bonus to concentrated industry, but dispersed industry, in almost every case, if you're a country that has more than a few provinces, you always want to go with dispersed industry. Since we don't have a bonus for it, though, I'll go with the improved machine tools, which gives us a plus 20% research speed bonus. We've now finished encouraging the colonial elite, so we're going to go with the Commonwealth ties and make sure that the Commonwealth stays with us during our flip to fascism. Alright, so France wants to go with Britain, and they would like to join the Allies. I'm gonna have to say no, because I plan to take over France. Sorry, France. You're gonna have to deal with the negative relations. Got the Vickers Wellington complete. I think we'll research our first strategic bomber. Let's switch interwar bomber to tactical bomber 1. And we'll start a new research on excavation 1. We've got free civilian factories. I think we're actually going to build some military factories, since it's a bit difficult to get them from focuses in our current state. We can also change our trade law to free trade, which I think we will do. And we've completed the Commonwealth ties. Let's see. Let's go with the development in Canada, because we want their freedom to go down a little bit. And those points add minus 49.98. That is going to affect this tab here, manage subjects. Oh no, the Hindenburg crashed, just like in real life. So Canada has 400 out of 1,000 points until being able to become free. They only need 600 more, and that extra minus 50 is gonna do wonders for us. The Vickers tank is done, and we'll go over to Dispersed Industry 1. We finished our second land doctrine, so we'll just keep going down the land doctrine tree. Mobile defense, 308 days. Stanley Baldwin resigns, and we got two political advisors in during that time, because Stanley Baldwin gives us a minus 10% political advisor cost. And now we're going to get Mr. Chamberlain in, which isn't exactly amazing, because he's an appeaser, which gives, we're going to be at 1% war support. Yep. Oh, sorry, the war support's already been calculated. He gives us less war support, but he gives us a better factory output, so I guess he's okay. We got our first tank division done, and we'll just pop him into our mobile army. Actually, we are in quite a deficit for tanks, so I think that's going to be the only division. It's going to have to be the only division we get out for a while, so we're going to cancel production of the line. But we do have quite a stockpile of infantry equipment, so we still have that 5 army experience. I'm going to head into our infantry division template, and I'm going to edit it to add 1 more battalion of infantry. It's going to cost that 5 army experience that we have. So I'll save it, and now we're at 20 combat width, which is one of the optimal combat widths you want to be at. Free military factories, let's slap one onto fighter 1s. Development in Canada has completed. We could keep going down these trees here, but there is now enough world tension to do air defense and the shadow scheme, and I think it's going to be worth doing the shadow scheme because we get more industrial efforts, get extra factories, and we get an extra research slot, although they're not mutually exclusive, so we can go back and do air defense anytime we want, as long as there's more than 5% world tension. Also, Japan declared war on China, so we're going to have to keep an eye out in this part of the world to see who comes out victorious. Okay, we have over 150 political power, so we can hire Kenneth Anderson, who is our military high command, and he's an infantry expert, so he gives us plus 10% infantry division attack and plus 15% infantry division defense, which is amazing. We finished excavation 1, and I think we'll go with construction 2. Our final plane is completed, so I think we'll research synthetic oil experiments. We've now got a huge stockpile of infantry equipment, so we're going to start deploying more infantry divisions. We got the shadow scheme done, and now there's more than 10% world tension. So we are allowed to do general rearmament. Even if world tension does go below 10%, we can still do general rearmament because of this clause right here. This focus will continue even when the requirements are no longer met. Alright, so you may notice over here we've got this demobilization tab open, and it's asking us to ease up conscription. And if you take a look, what will happen if we don't ease up conscription, it says we will gain base stability of minus 10%, which is fine. We're at 90%, and a change in popularity of communism will occur, and it will add an extra 10% communist support. Now that might seem bad on the surface since they're trying to turn fascist, but that is actually going to be great because it's going to take away from how much support there is for democracy, even though it does take a little bit away from fascism. So when we ban communism, we're going to have much larger support of fascism. Dispersed Industry 1 is done, so we'll head on down to Dispersed Industry 2. Alright, so conscription was not eased up. We lost stability, and apparently we failed. But if you take a look at our ideology wheel, we now have a little bit of communism here, but we can easily go down to the decisions and do anti-communist raids, and we can also ban communism. So communism will go away, although our stability will go down. We have plenty of stability, so we don't need to worry about that. We have now banned communism, and we have more fascist support. There we go, perfect. More free civilian factories. I think we're going to go back to building civilian factories, and we can build them in 80% infrastructure province and this 80% infrastructure province. We got some military factories open, so I think we might start producing heavy fighters. We did general rearmament, so I think we'll go with, let's see, naval rearmament. It gives us 3 free dockyards, which is amazing. And Italy announces a claim on Yugoslavian territory. What next, Italy? What next? Construction 2's done. We'll go with excavation 2. Good. More free civilian factories. I think we're going to start upgrading the infrastructure in some of the provinces that have worst infrastructure. We'll upgrade the Scottish Highlands to 100% and Northern England to 100%. So we have hit 40% popularity for fascism and 150 political power. So what we should go and do, every time you hit 40% for an ideology, you you want to change, you should go and discredit the government, because then that'll give you an extra 10% on that ideology if there's only one other ideology remaining in your ideology wheel. For us, it's democracy. That's why we had to go and ban communism. And we'll go and discredit the government. And if you take a look, we are now at a 50-50 support. But for some reason, we can't hold national referendum because we need 50.5% popularity or something like that. But you always want to make sure you have 150 political power whenever you hit 40% support for your ideology, so that you can very quickly hit discredit the government and then do the referendum, which we can do right now. And we have become fascist. And we lost a lot of stability. We used to be at 90%, but now we're at 65%. But Britain is a good country to change ideologies with because they have so much stability just to start off with. And we get this decision as soon as we become fascist, or a few days after. We get Return of the King. This is not what you want to pick, because already you can see it's removing one of our best national spirits. This, you do want to choose this. Edward the 8th, because Oswald Mosley sucks. If you hit Edward the 8th, once we unpause, yes, there he is. He is now the leader of our country. Because Edward the 8th is an inexperienced imperialist. He gives us extra minus 30% political power gain, although he gives us extra stability and less justify war goal time. Alright, naval rearmament is completed. We'll go with the destroyer focus because we get extra research bonuses for destroyers, which are fairly good ships. Also, Germany just completed the Anschluss, so Austria has been annexed. We got an extra division available. Oh, actually 5 extra divisions, which will just pop into Army number 3, which is our 2nd Infantry Army. And we have free dockyards, so we will add 3 dockyards here, 2 submarines and destroyers. Dispersed Industry 2 is completed, so we'll go with fuel refining 2. There also appears to be a rainstorm raging outside my house, so I do apologize for any audio jank that this may cause. Alright, since we now have Edward the 8th, we will be able to justify on France. We'll justify a war goal on Normandy. This war goal will be ready in 160 days, and in that time, we will sail across the English Channel and simply take France. We'll go with oil processing, since we just completed our synthetic oil experiments. And since we're justifying on France, we have 130 or so days left. This is a grand time to begin creating a naval invasion with 10 troops, since we cannot afford to research the upgraded naval invasions. We will leave from Portsmouth and we will land in Dieppe. This is only 3 sea provinces away, so it's very quick for the rest of our troops to get here. And Dieppe is also the closest port to Paris. It is only 4 provinces away. We'll assign a new commander to this naval invasion, and we'll go with Alan Cunningham because he has plenty of attack. We also just finished our next doctrine, and we're going to go down integrated support because we get extra soft attack and organization. We finished excavation 2, so we'll go over to the engineering tab and start researching the computing machine. Now, since we're doing a naval invasion of France, we need to set out the ships in the English Channel. So we're just going to hit patrol and then right click on the English Channel. We'll do that for all the ships nearby. Some of them will automatically do that once we hit patrol, since they are in the same fleet that we already assigned. And I think we should also assign a commander to this main fleet. we'll go with Admiral James. I'm not very good at naval stuff, so I just always assign the top commander. And our national focus also completed. So we'll go with Fortify East Asia. I don't know, maybe the rain in the background does make this video a little bit extra relaxing. In preparation for our invasion as well, I'm going to delete all the garrison orders and create a fallback line on Portsmouth, which is the port that we will be departing from. In preparation for our attack, I'm also going to move all of our existing air wings down to Sussex because it is one of our largest airports and it is right near the channel. And I'm also going to deploy any air wings that we can in groups of 100. We just got some more divisions, so we'll assign them into Army number 2. If we take a look at France's aircraft count, they don't even have 1,000. Even if you're optimistic. And us over here in the UK, we have almost 1.5 thousand. We also have some more aircraft over here in northeastern Africa and the Middle East, so don't forget to bring that over to our Sussex airport as well. Alright, we fortified East Asia and we also completed oil processing. So I think we're going to go with the Singapore strategy to keep them bound to us. And we'll also go with researching the decimetric radar. We've got some free civilian factories available as well, so we will build a few military factories in the places we are upgrading infrastructure, the Northern Highland and the Scottish Highlands. I realized that we missed a fleet of 60 ships, so we'll get them to patrol the Bay of Biscay because lots of our trade flows through here, and I don't want our convoys getting intercepted. You know what, we'll actually set it to convoy escort. Alright, the war goal justification has been completed, so we are about to attack our first enemy. We need to real quick set out the planes, and let's set all our fighters to western France so that our naval invasion can get through. We have a few bombers that we'll set out to northern France to bomb their capital. Some close air support, which we will set out to western France for the same reason. And a few naval bombers, which will be bombing the English Channel in case the French fleet decides to head out. And with this done, we are going to declare war on France. Alright, the first thing we need to do is activate our naval invasion order, and since we have full supremacy, it should be able to go immediately. Okay, apparently France is overpowering us in the Bay of Biscay, which is very curious. And we only have 67% in the English Channel. Well, as long as we have more than 50%, our naval invasion can still run. So, get out there and invade Dieppe. Here we go. And we're just walking right in. Alright, we've landed. We have 10 divisions here. Since our naval invasion is so large, we can just begin moving troops out before others arrive. But if it was only 2 or 3 troops, or even 1, then you might want to wait and hold the port until reinforcements arrive. We got 2 troops going here. I'll send 1 troop straight to Paris, and 3 troops will try and capture Calais. I'm going to send most of the forces up that way because there is an enemy troop here. And with that, Germany wants to send volunteers. Sure. Speaking of which, what we could do is disband the Allies and well, I thought we could join Germany, but I guess when our war finishes we will be able to join the Axis. With that, let's also delete all the orders that we have for the fallback line and just set an army group order to head to the Bayhead and go towards Paris. Because once you capture Paris and Calais, France will capitulate because of their low national unity. Oh, look at that. And Shadow Scheme factories were taken in use. We just got 4 extra military factories. Now France is trying to attack us, which is stupid. Because all they're doing is wasting their manpower. And we're still attacking them, even when they're attacking us. And as soon as they stop attacking us, we will bust out. There we go. Just keep going into Paris. Perfect. Paris is defended, but very weakly. So we are going to need a little bit of reinforcement. Okay, I thought that tile bordered Paris. But turns out no. Once he gets to that tile, though, he will aid in the attack of Paris. We've got to set some more manual orders. It's usually good to micromanage the orders on your initial naval invasion. And we do not have supremacy anymore. What I'm going to do is... Okay, we did not capture an airport yet, or did we? No, we captured an airport. I'm going to move all our planes into our airport and set them all out to northern France so we can hopefully win Paris and Calais. There we go. We're at 78 on Paris. And the reinforcements have arrived. It'd be great if this one division could leave, because I need to get to Calais. I'm going to send this 11 stack over to Paris in case reinforcements are necessary, and everyone else is just going to fan out along the front line. We are contested in northern France. And let's move out here. One of you should probably hold so that we don't get encircled, and then one of you will head on to Dunkirk. We now have taken Calais, which puts them quite a ways towards capitulation. Let's see if we can run around through the gap in the front lines, and yeah, we'll make it to Lille. They will be encircled at Dunkirk, just like history says. Oh look, and Germany have sent the reinforcements. Alright, we got a naval battle, and we won it. Oh wow. We sunk a lot of French stuff in that one. And, okay, we're getting raided. Who are we trading with down south? I'm not sure, but as long as we can... Oh, look, we just take... Oh, that's them done. See, France is really a pushover when you're the UK, because they don't guard their northern ports. If you were in multiplayer and it was a player France, you probably would not have the same good luck. But that's why this is a guide for single player. And we've got some military factories to assign to stuff that needs it. We've got some heavy fighters being produced. We do have heavy tanks, but I don't think they're going to be necessary. I guess we'll just assign some more to the infantry equipment. It's always good to have a surplus. And at midnight, they'll capitulate. And would you look at that? The 100 Years' War was won again. We will... this time annex everything. Get rid of all that border gore. Yes, this series I will try to eliminate all border gore in the world. And look at that, Treaty of Brest. We took 70 states and France was annexed. And with that, I'm going to have to leave it here today because it appears I am out of time. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like if you would so care to. And I will hope to see you in episode 2 of Hearts of Iron 4 in the British Empire. Goodbye.